It's over. It's done. At least if you're an American living in America who can't travel to Tokyo. Last week, Splash Mountain at Disneyland in Critter Country welcomed its final guests into the log flume and down the waterfall into the Briar Patch. And the following morning, walls were up, and Splash Mountain was officially pronounced dead at Disneyland, but also at Walt Disney World, signifying the end of the mountain in the American parks. And now, as we look toward the future, next year's opening of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, I'm struck with a couple questions. Will the replacement be as, well imagineered as the original? Or will it be an example of a ride re-theme gone wrong? I'm here to speculate, to ponderate, and to pontificate. I think at least 2/3 of those were real words as to the future of this classic Disneyland and Walt Disney World attraction.
High on a mountain in the middle of the Magic Kingdom Park, where the sleeping frog fishes and giant birds nibble slices of melon, water gently trickles through the laughing place. And just when you're getting used to all the laughing and floating there in your comfy log, it happens. The water doesn't trickle so gently anymore. And the frog, well, he isn't sleeping at all. In fact, you begin to wonder if he was ever really fishing.
That's just like a great commercial, objectively. I love what they did with the frog. You see, Splash Mountain at Disneyland began as the idea to incorporate a log flume style attraction in the often empty Bear Country land, now known as Critter Country. And while Imagineers were unenthusiastic about the idea of a log flume attraction at Disneyland, thinking it was too basic of a theme park attraction, the man, the myth, the legend, Tony Baxter, whom I've met before, while sitting in rush hour traffic, came up with an idea. This idea would kill two birds with one stone. You see, over in Tomorrowland, a not very Tomorrowland-ish attraction was closing down, America Sings. The animatronic show was housed in the Carousel Theater, known today as the Star Wars Launch Bay, the DVC Lounge if you're lucky enough to visit it, or, to me, the one building keeping the people mover from reopening, allegedly, gotta throw that in there, or the former home of the Carousel of Progress. And while thinking of a way to reuse these America Sings animatronics and bring people into Bear Country, Tony Baxter thought of the old 1946 Disney animated film, Song of the South. A film that hasn't aged well in retrospect, but when it was released was a financial and critical success. And I say in retrospect it hasn't aged well, even back when it released in 1946, they had the premiere in Georgia, in Atlanta, and James Baskett, the man who portrayed Uncle Remus in the film, was not allowed to visit the premiere because the city was still racially segregated. It was horrible, to say the very, very least, like the absolute minimum. There was, however, one interesting coincidence. The main lead animator behind Brer Fox, Brer Bear, and Brer Rabbit from the film was Mark Davis. Film fans may know him as the Tinkerbell animator, the Maleficent animator, the Mr. Toad animator maybe, but me, I know him as the second half of the Haunted Mansion Imagineer. That's my Mark Davis. The concept sketches, and hence the design of the animatronics from America Sings, were also done by Mark Davis, meaning that the aesthetic, the look, the artistic sort of vibe of the animatronics from America Sings and the characters from Song of the South mixed together perfectly. And not only was Mark Davis behind the character design for America Sings, but also the Country Bear Jamboree, already situated in Bear Country. And this was the answer, the breakthrough Tony Baxter was looking for. And when Tony pitched his idea of the Zippity River Run to the then CEO of the Walt Disney Company, Michael Eisner, Eisner only had one note. Maybe we could work on the name and call it Splash Mountain instead, to tie into the upcoming Tom Hanks film, Splash. Okay, yeah, fine. We'll do that, sure, whatever. But you know, Michael Eisner, for all the guff we give him, I guess he kind of knew what he was doing, because Splash Mountain is a far superior name to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I'm sorry, it's the only part of the ride I still am not sold on. Why is that name? Why? Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Snow White's Scary Adventure, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Do something different, Disney. Do something different, please. Tiana's Salt Mine Splash, Tiana's Bayou Mountain, something. Although you could argue that there are no mountains in the bayou, but there are also no mountains in space. Or are all mountains in space? Really makes you think. In 1988, the year before Splash Mountain opened, Bear Country was renamed to Critter Country. Because, obviously, a bunch of other animals were moving in that weren't bears. And the following year, in 1989, Splash Mountain opened. And in 1992, a similar Splash Mountain opened in Frontierland at Walt Disney World. The ride quickly became a park staple because, honestly, looking back, there was really no effective way to cool down in the middle of the day minus just going back to your hotel room or watching Mr. Lincoln or the Hall of Presidents. So Splash Mountain not only added a brand new dark ride, but also a brand new thrill ride, a brand new water ride, a brand new e-ticket to the lineup at both Disneyland and the Magic Kingdom. And the ride remained mostly unchanged at both parks until recently. In 2011, they actually added lap bars to the Magic Kingdom's version because I guess people were trying to squirm their way out. Not so at Disneyland. You just have to hold on and pray you don't fall out. That's what makes it fun. But in 2020, Disney announced that Splash Mountain would be closing for a retheme to Princess and the Frog, and a lot of people were either excited or nervous. Some people were very, very upset, and everybody sort of had different reasons. You ask one person and their reason of being nervous / excited / sad that Splash Mountain was closing would be different from another person's. And aside from one piece of concept art and the confirmation that it was happening, that's all the info we got for more than a year. We were just sort of clinging on to this piece of art, wondering what Splash Mountain's retheme would entail, and how much money they were willing to spend on it, most importantly, because don't forget, Chapek was in charge. Now, it's widely thought that Disney announced this retheme to The Princess and the Frog a bit earlier than they would have liked to, because we saw as plans progressed that the idea behind the attraction changed a little bit. It was going to be a Bayou Mardi Gras celebration with Mama Odie's ship stuck in a tree on top of the hill instead of nothing. And slowly we began to get pieces of this plot or subplot about Tiana's Foods, which is a company Tiana runs, and how it operates out of a salt dome in New Orleans, which is how they explain, the big hill, and how Tiana's missing an ingredient and needs our help to find it. And that all sounds well and good. I think it actually sounds really fun. I'm very excited for this attraction. Don't let my hatred of the name steer you in the wrong direction. And Disney, there's still time. The name can still be changed. Unfortunately, though, with the attraction taking place a year after the film, that means Dr. Facilier is dead. He doesn't appear. He will not appear in the attraction as far as we know, unless Disney's holding back a big surprise. No Dr. Facilier, which I think is a massive missed opportunity. Okay, Keith David in a Disney attraction, sign me up. I'm buying every Genie Plus pass for the day. And a full year later, in August of 2021, we finally got another piece of information. And by information, I mean concept art. This scene right here, which by looking at it, I can only imagine takes place either in the current Laughing Place, or I guess former Laughing Place scene, or the former How Do You Do section. We'll see. But even at this point, people's fears were not quite assuaged because, if you're unaware, Disney likes to lean into a lot of different kinds of technology for their attractions, and recently, one very specific kind of technology: screens. Take a look at this Elsa animatronic that Tokyo Disneyland is receiving for their version of Frozen Ever After. Look at how fluid her movements are. Look at her face. Specifically, look at her face. And now look at look at our Elsa at Epcot. Why? Why is she glowing? Why is just her face glowing? I hate it. I hate it. Go away. Or you look at attractions like Web Slingers over at California Adventure. That's a screen-based shooting gallery attraction that people don't like for some reason, even though Toy Story Midway Mania, they love that one, but people trash on Spider-Man. Don't know why. Couldn't tell you. The new test track, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, the Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run. You can argue all day whether or not these attractions are good. I personally love them, but screens are everywhere now. And screens, my friends, are a very dangerous game to play because if you use them correctly, like, say, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland at Disneyland, Navi River Journey, even things like the pre-show for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, when used in tandem with physical sets as an accent, they can help increase the sense of depth, the space inside of an attraction. But you can tell me I'm in Paris, sit me down in a trackless rat, and tell me I'm scurrying through the pipes of an apartment building, but I still feel like I'm just watching a movie. Now, this isn't me saying Remy's Ratatouille adventure is bad. I actually quite like it, except for, the name! It's just at its heart and soul a very different kind of attraction from Bayou Adventure. Hopefully. And the physical sets and practical animatronics were all very pronounced in Splash Mountain. A lot of people, me included, were afraid they were going to take out these beautifully sculpted mushrooms and the grass and the trees and the plants and the foliage and just replace it all with screens. And maybe we'll get a Tiana animatronic or something along the side, but don't worry, she's gonna have a screen for a face. And that was sort of the non-problematic air of unease hanging around the Splash Mountain retheme for a very long time, up until actually, surprisingly, I think, recently. Because, you know, Disney, they can't just talk in normal human words, they have to tell it to people in their own Disney way. They're not going to say, don't worry everybody, there's not going to be a ton of animations playing out everywhere, these animatronics aren't going to have faces that glow. We're going to keep the physical sets and practical effects of Splash Mountain in place. No, they can't say it like that, but they can allude to it in what I'm dubbing Disney speak. The ride will feature a brand new cast of original Disney characters with distinct names and personalities, dozens of entirely new audio animatronics figures, or some of our brand new audio animatronics figures will bring the invigorating sounds of New Orleans to life. Take this new rendering of Prince Naveen's little brother, Ralphie, for example. And there he is, there's Ralphie. Doesn't look very projection-y to me, so far so good. And this piece of art depicting Mama Odie during the final big ascent up the lift hill, that was, in fact, confirmed to be an audio animatronic by Scott Gustin. Okay, if you don't know who Scott Gustin is, this man is reliable. Like, the most reliable. Not me, though. I'm just over here spreading rumors. Did you know there's going to be a Jean Lafitte animatronic in Tiana's Bayou Adventure? That's true. You can look it up. And so, with confirmation straight from Disney that Tiana's Bayou Adventure will feature dozens of new audio animatronics, how many of the old America Sings animatronics are going to stick around, and where are these new ones going to go? Well, the last picture actually kind of answered that question. No Lafitte though, get the Lafitte out of there. As a joke, I was joking! So in this picture we can see Tiana, 1, 6 animals, 7, Lewis, 8, and 3 frogs. I don't know if they count necessarily. I don't know if these are going to be animatronics or more so, say, figures. You know, think the frogs from the Jungle Cruise. They don't really move, they're just kind of there. Ralphie is another one, 9, Mama Odie, 10. Now this one has me a little bit confused because this was an earlier piece of concept art. This may not make it to the attraction, but the way this room is laid out and the way that the log is turning and the amount of open space for this boat and Tiana and Naveen to be sort of sitting there brings to mind the scene of Brer Bear caught in the trap in Splash Mountain. And that might be where this is, but if you look in the background, those are our animal friends from earlier. You even got the otter. That's the same guy. I'd recognize that guy anywhere. What's his name? His beard that he grew while waiting for that second photo shoot over the course of a year. It looks really good too. But sure, why not? Let's count them. We got Tiana, Naveen, the otter, Lewis, and this crane right over here in the corner. So that's 5 more. Now what about these turtles? Well, I would like to refer you to the figure statement I made before and the Jungle Cruise frogs. I hope that helps. Now there is one thing I want to bring to attention that sort of makes me a little bit nervous. You'll notice looking at the animatronics from Splash Mountain versus these animatronics, one key difference. The new ones are naked. They're not wearing any clothes, they're indecent, don't look at, actually they're probably going to be very impressive audio animatronics figures. So yeah, enjoy them, but also they're naked, which may mean the undressing or potentially even removal of a lot or all of the America Sings animatronics from Disneyland's Splash Mountain. And that would be a tragic event. And what's actually playing on your screen right now is in reality footage of Disney World's Splash Mountain. Haha, I got you. Thanks, LMG Vids. Ah, there we go. Good old Anaheim. I'm hoping the case is the former, just an undressing of some of the Splash Mountain animatronics, because man, it would be such a shame to lose all of the life and the energy that all of them bring into the ride. There are so many of them. Everywhere you look, a new animal to be seen. I don't want to lose that feeling. Having more animals added on top of that, now that would be fun. But just having 1 or 2 Tianas, a Mama Odie, and that one animal band, I think it'd be doing a massive disservice to the legacy of not just the ride, the building that it was in, but also Disneyland and Disney parks and Disney animation, filmmaking, everything. Mark Davis, remember? But now that we've covered the things that people are concerned about, why don't we move on to the things that I am like unabashedly extremely excited for, the things that only look like they could be an improvement, and that is 1, Smellitzers or Smellitizers, depends on who you ask, in the queue, okay? And not just any smell, the smell of freshly cooked beignets. Disney. That's me clapping. Thank you. At last. And it's widely regarded that Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland is far superior to the one at Walt Disney World, and I think that's fair to say, but Disney World's pirates does feature smells. The smell of smoke in the burning town scene, and rum and bananas and foods in the market scene, the auction scene. Take your pick of the name, they're the same scene, and I like the idea of having more smells incorporated into attractions, like Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. That's my favorite part of that ride, smelling the baguettes. And we've seen it with the smells being pumped in at Pirates at Walt Disney World, that it does not cover up the amazing brominated water smell that we all know and love from Disney boat rides. It helps build atmosphere for the guests, and it probably helps drive up the sale of beignets over at the soon-to-be-completed Tiana's Palace restaurant over in New Orleans Square. So it's a win for everybody. And don't even get me started on the brand new original Disney Parks music being written for this attraction. I am always a fan of original music. Pirates did it amazingly. The Country Bear Jamboree, of course, the Haunted Mansion, especially the Haunted Mansion. More recently, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway has an original song that gets stuck in everybody's head, and they're singing it the rest of the day at Hollywood Studios or at Disneyland. Nothing can stop us now. I don't know how. I don't know the rest of the words. I think original music helps make the attraction more of a Disney Parks attraction rather than just like a movie overlay. Does that make any sense at all? Going back to Frozen Ever After, I've talked a lot of trash about Frozen Ever After in this video. I don't mean to. I actually really enjoy the attraction. But there's no original music, right? It's all just reprises of what we've heard in the movies and the shorts. It's just Let It Go. It's Do You Want to Build a Snowman? We've heard these songs before. But when you get original music for a ride, you can play it in the queue, in the area immediately surrounding the attraction in different ways, in different styles. Haunted Mansion, again, I'm biased, but I think is the best example of this. Grim Grinning Ghost plays the entire time you are riding or even near the Haunted Mansion, just in different ways with different styles and different instruments to help build a different sense of foreboding or celebration depending on which scene you're looking at. It's beautiful, it's masterful. And now they can do the very same thing with Tiana's Bayou Adventure. That's, as the kids are saying, a W. PJ Morton is the man behind the original song, so PJ, good luck, all right? You gotta nail this, my friend. And Terrence Blanchard is arranging the music for the attraction's queue, which, again, is where we're gonna smell beignets. Queue music and queue atmosphere is a very, if not the most important way to let guests know what to experience on the attraction. So this is all amazing. I am very excited to hear the new song, actually. And now we go back to D23 2022 to take a look at the miniature model of Tiana's Bayou Adventure that was on display in the Disney Parks Pavilion. And while it can be argued that removing the stump or the tree with the ship from the top of Splash Mountain was a good or a bad idea, I could honestly go either way on it. Look at the ride during the day, and more importantly, take a look at it at night. That is A+, Bayou atmosphere, and having this glowing sort of eerie firefly lit up hill right next to the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland at nighttime, come on, you can't tell me that this isn't gonna be amazing. Splash Mountain at night, Tiana's Bayou Adventure at night. Tell me which one is more alluring. You can choose whatever you want to, but I'm going with this one. If Disney delivers anywhere, it's set design at night, okay? Main Street USA, that's a classic. Newer ones, Galaxy's Edge at night. The spires almost look like they're clear, like they're made out of glass almost. Pandora at Animal Kingdom, if you do actually somehow get to see it with the sundown, amazing. It's like they took the Blue Bayou scene from Pirates of the Caribbean, added a bunch more color, put it outside, and bumped it up to 12, and that is the exterior of Tiana's. It looks so good. I think Disney has a very interesting balancing game they have to play with Tiana's Bayou Adventure. They have to keep enough around from its predecessor, or maybe not its predecessor, but its predecessor's predecessor, to appease the Disney parks, the Disney history, the Disneyland history fans, like me, while making a brand new high-tech dark ride with a lot of practical animatronics and sets. Make a ride that's memorable and deserves its spot amongst the other mountains like the Matterhorn, Space, Thunder, but also at the same time making it something brand new, something exciting, something that will have all the guests as they step off of their log dripping with brominated water saying to themselves, yeah, I'm glad they changed it. And let me just say to Sharita Carter and her entire team working on this overhaul, my friends, good luck. Again, like I said with the music, you have to nail this, okay? I do not envy your position. But I think they already know that. Because I've talked with Imagineers in the past, as I've said, and they are fans first, just like us. They want what we want. and they know how delicate of a task this retheme will be, so I have faith. But I am excited, and I'm hoping to be there on opening day when it opens at the Magic Kingdom next year, and heck, why not Disneyland also? I'm gonna try to go to both. Because dang it, what is a Disney park without a log flume attraction, you know? And if you can't tell from this picture, I absolutely love them. Look how thrilled I am. And now, really quick, before I go to the end card, I just want to turn the question over to you all. Are you excited for Tiana's Bayou Adventure? Do you think it looks better than Splash Mountain, worse than Splash Mountain? What are your thoughts? Because, like I said, I am very, very excited. The beignet smell? Come on. Seriously. Just, again, that name. It's not too late. What are your thoughts? I would love to hear from you all in the comments down below. Let's just let's be nice down there. These Splash Mountain videos get a little crazy down there. We don't want that. I just want to know if you're excited and what you are looking forward to the most. Okay, that's the question. That's the end of the video, actually, before I go to the end card. But I gotta figure out a way to wind this one down. Dang. I'm gonna come up with this on the fly here. Okay, I think I got one. If you want a guaranteed ride on Tiana's Bayou Adventure on opening day when it opens at the Magic Kingdom, you gotta dig a little deeper into those pockets and buy yourself an individual lightning lane. Or you could just get a virtual queue like us plebeians so you can enjoy the sweet smell of freshly baked beignets and the brand new original musical score written just for the attraction while you wait in line. Actually sounds kind of fun. Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning into this video. Thank you for watching this Splash Mountain Tiana's Bayou Adventure sort of like overview, what we know so far and what we don't know, what we're looking forward to, what we're nervous about. I hope you enjoyed it, and this may or may not be the last one that I make until it actually opens next year. There probably won't be a lot to talk about. Maybe I'll do like a construction video when I'm in the parks, but we'll see. I don't do construction updates, not often at least. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button, the bell, obviously, if you're subscribed and you want notifications every time I upload a video. And if you're not subscribed, I mean, thank you for watching, first of all, and thank you for making it to the end of the video, but if you did make it to the end, perhaps a subscription might pique your fancy. More videos like this in the future, perhaps. Of course, a massive thank you to all of my supporters over at patreon.com/offhanddisney. They are the ones who donate even $1 a month, sometimes more. They help keep this channel going. They help me get into the parks to film things, to do research, to go to different, actually, places that aren't in the parks, like D23. They are the ones. They are the lifeblood of this channel. Massive thank you to them. And if you want to join their ranks, there's a link actually in the description down below. And like I said, just $1 a month gets you access to most of the perks. If you would like to follow me on my other social media accounts, get more Offhand Disney content over at TikTok. I am Offhand Disney on TikTok, or maybe over on Twitter. I am also Offhand Disney on Twitter and Instagram. I'll give you one guess as to what my name is over there. But that, I think, wraps it up for this video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see everybody at Tiana's Bayou Adventure when it opens in 2024. It's not like I'm not going to upload a video until then. That's just, I will see you all there, but also next week in next week's video. Does that make sense? Whatever, doesn't matter. Goodbye.